when we trying to figure out what narcissism is, if this person is a narcissist, are they not a narcissist? Where are they at on the dial of the narcissist? Are they mild, moderate, severe? All of that. No. What we gonna do? We gonna quit looking at DSM-5. Okay, they got their thing, they do their world thing. But when you really want to get free, you can either believe the world and go with their treatments. It might work some. You might get through life. Or you can get the truth, and the truth gonna set you free. So we about to go to the YHWH manual. I'm about to give you diagnostic criteria and show you exactly what you're dealing with. Because there's only one definition that matters. That's God's. He the creator. So why we not listening to him? He told us what it is. Just like people are listening to Kanye. Kanye, they be asking him, who you think you are? He said, man, I think I'm God. Like, this is when they tell you, when it is flat out plain what is going on, and then you try to redefine the truth. That's Delulu land. We came out of Delulu land. Bro, we out of Egypt. So you really want to know what narc is? Here it is. It is the epitome of evil. It is Ra. And Ra was the tree of good and evil. It's the tree of good and Ra. It is what they ate of. It was that forbidden knowledge. It is the evil wickedness of this world. It is wickedness itself being consumed. So let's start there. In the garden. Yes, that was the tree. That's Ra. That's what you were sleeping with. The embodiment of that. It's 2 letters. Aramaic Hebrew. Evil, Ra. It's the wickedness of man. Do this person you was with, are they wicked? Was the girl wicked? Was the man wicked? Do they do wicked things? I mean, wicked. It's a different than just being upset here and there. Are they wicked? Did they evilly do things to destroy your life? Did they plot and plan against you? That's wicked. Do they have a very wicked, unclean nature about themselves? That's wicked. There's a different level to the wicked. Iniquity, wicked, witchcraft, all of that is wicked. See, we got to understand that this wickedness that's been around even after the flood, the Bible tells us our imaginations of a man's heart is evil from his youth. And that's male and female. That's one thing that was still remaining from the garden. So that's what Satan play on. So first he get us in our imaginations. He get the narcissist sitting up there with future faking. Okay, we gotta not confuse terminology here. They future fake, they love bomb, they do spells. What does that do? That entraps your imagination. It enslaves it to the kingdom. We gotta know this. So what we're dealing with, wickedness, okay, that's a symptom. So when you check these out, say you got about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's enough. You're dealing with Ra. Okay, you gotta run. It doesn't get better. You can look all of this up. The man of Sodom was wicked. That's when Ra was used. It says some Ra was overtaking me. The wicked was overtaking me, meaning it's a spirit, meaning it can be sent. It can do things. It has a function. It has the ability to overtake somebody. So the narcissist, when I say they have a home, like a building, and there's no one there, like their core self, they are not there. They could be in a jar. They can be in a prison. They can be in a soul prison. Who knows? They can be anywhere. Okay? That's why you see them things with they in the jars. It's a lot we don't know how the spirit realm works. But there's covenants, contracts, and agreements, and they are not there. Or they are there part-time. Who knows? All we know is that Ra was what we was interacting with. Because what? Symptoms. We know the symptoms of Ra. Get back to the list here. Did they cause harm? Were you sad? Did you have a spirit of ugly on you? Ra, ra, ra. All of that is there. It say Ra is sorrow to the grave, meaning you may have a terminal illness. It will cause decay. It is tethered to the kingdom of death, like I've been saying, because I seen it. God allowed me to. And take a picture to show you all. So when I say when they have a contract with Ra, that means spiritually, they're dead. Okay? That's what it says. Wickedness, iniquity, you are spiritually separated from God because God is life. So when they are spiritually dead, guess what? Spirit man with the death guard. So to the grave. I even did a song about it. Check that out. And these are multiple contracts. They can't just overtake a person immediately. How your narcissist got in a situation to begin with, some things happen and they use their free will to do a wicked action. Just like you seeing with this dude in this car. Some of them be wandering spirits, as you see. And what happens is the minute that intent in the heart is going to decide to do this iniquity sin, to commit commit that theft, that thing looking like, I got a body. See, these things are in the in-between. They don't have bodies. They're disembodied spirits, okay? They can be undead spirits, unclean spirits, wicked spirits. They can be principalities. They can be a number of things. Don't get into that. What we need to know is that wickedness is the key in the narcissist. How do we know? Because they're symptoms. So this guy, that spirit attaches to him. There's a contract because of the act that they did. You can have an implied contract. Narcissists have an implied contract with evil and wickedness. Check how this works. Legalities, that's Satan. He's a legalist. I'm showing you how this works, and it's binding. So that demon just binded to him. Okay, his life, road of destruction, because something is attached to him. That's a path of destruction. That thing hit a lick. That's what that means. Okay, we back to the symptoms. Do they have troubles? Are they displeased? Do they murmur and complain? Do they sit there and be like, oh, this is too hot. Oh, man, I can't stand this. Man, this is murmur. That's murmuring. That's a frequency. It's a vibration to murmuring. And then complaining is when they might speak it loud. So you might have low murmuring, and then you might have complaining loud. So are they murmuring, complaining? That's a check mark. This is criteria. This is diagnostic criteria according to the diagnostic manual of YHWH, not DSM, YHWH. Because we got to know, if you're dealing with evil, you need to run. Woes, okay? That's what he's saying. So we can't sit up here and be like, oh, this life is hard and it sucks. No, because he told you it's going to suck. Because you dealing with evil. Because it's not out of them. Do they bring evil reports? Now, when you see what happened when the spies spied out and they came and they brought an evil report, they made everybody what? Fearful. So if they doing that kind of stuff, that shows what the end result is that. They got hit with the plague. So if you got one of them sick narcissists that's always sick with something because they always talking, bringing evil reports to people opposite of what God say, that is a thing. They need to get delivered. Female counterpart, Ray, all the same. It don't matter if it's Ra or Ray. Still wickedness, okay? Because masculine and feminine means something totally different in the spirit realm. Do they bring evil to the place? Do they home make it evil and uncomfortable? Is it chaos? Okay, it's in the Bible. It's Numbers 25. There can be a region of Ra. Do they have evil generationally? Is their parents evil? Are their children evil? Do you see a pattern? Okay, Ra's involved. When you was one, have you had severe boils? And I mean severe. I ain't talking about a pimple here and there. Something where you had to go to the emergency room and get it excised and drained and packed. That type stuff. You're going to have that when you dealing with evil. Because it come with Ra. Can't make this up. You wish you can because you want to be wrong because you had some feelings for Ra. It say they going to have terrible diseases that they had in Egypt. And they always be trying to identify with that stuff. Egypt wasn't cool. Do you not understand? The Pharaoh was an invoked Ra. And Ra was an embodiment and in Pharaoh. They probably had the mixed blood. Do you understand who Horus was? The enemies of God. Do you not know why all of the things happened that happened in Egypt with Moses? Why God had to do that? It wasn't just dealing with Pharaoh. He had to show all of them and the whole world, him, God Almighty, he destroyed every god. They all bow to him. They all work for him. They all do what he say because he created them all. And all of their names is him. Look at the Hebrew letters. You can't even say a word without saying God's name because he is God. He is the word. People got to understand this. Get out of Egypt. They lied to us. They went over there. They got that's where the black goo came from. Ra. Okay? Ra. That's why they say Ra. Are they committed to doing wicked things? Yeah, they are committed. They are dedicated to their crimes. Do not get it twisted. When it comes to swindling, manipulating, taking over, scamming, and all of that stuff, they are dedicated and committed. They know the law better than anybody. They know all the loopholes, and they will take you out without blinking twice. Yes, they're committed to practicing evil because they're Ra. He's the epitome of evil. They drink from his cup daily. That's why Jesus said, take communion with me, eat my flesh, eat my bread. That's why he did communion, because he had to wash out Ra. You had to get rid of the old covenant, and then you have a new covenant. But you can't be eating with Ra and eating with Jesus. You can't do that. Don't work that way. Ra is deceiving. Okay, he got a fake Christ, antichrist. Is it a bad name on that narc? Do people have a good impression about that narc? I'm not talking about the new brainwashed people. I'm talking about the people of the past, the ones that really do know the narc. Is there a good reputation? No. When you talk to them, they're going to be like, they was a devil when I was with them. They was a devil when I was around them. They was swindling when I was around them. They was a whore when I was with them. They was scamming when I was doing that. That's why I couldn't be with them. They broke me down. They stole from me. They robbed from me. They lied on me. They slandered me. They destroyed me. They took from my mama. They did this and that. That's not a good name. Check Yah's diagnostic manual. Okay, if you want to be clear what you're dealing with, if you don't know, because some people don't know. This ain't psychology. This is God. Okay, Yah's manual. You ain't even got to have a psych degree. No, Yah. Because he tell you. He don't want us to be ignorant. He said, he going to tell us. Like, hey, man, I'm going to put it right in. You ain't even got to know how to read. All you got to do is know what these letters mean. Look at the symbols. They're pictures. The iron is actually the Vav and the Zion connected together like in the optic nerve. He tell you in the pictures. You know what you're looking at. You in that doorway, the dolly, you will see, all right, is God in this or no? That's when they decided to have their own will. Because then you got the eyesight that Christ said when he said the eye is the lamp. And in that eye, you see the fire of God. That means he has came within. And then he said, if the light within you be darkness, how evil is that darkness? Now you got a choice again. See, then they was evil. But now you got a choice. You're going to either choose good or you can stay evil. Up to you. It make a lot of sense when you're dealing with God. It's confusion when you're trying to figure this out the world's way. Okay. Do you hurt? Did you feel pain? What you said? Because according to Jeremiah 25:7, it said when you're dealing with Ra, you provoke the Lord to anger to your own hurt. The narcissists, they get hurt all the time. They provoke God's anger. They just have an embodiment of Ra, and Ra just checks them out and manifests, and then it looks like they're not angry. They somewhere in a cave, in a jar. We don't know. No, you never know. There's something. They're not present. Okay. Do they call bad things good and good things bad? Like when you try to do good, do they be like, oh, why you doing all that? You ain't got to do all that to be saved. You ain't got to say, God, I like that to do this. Oh, man, I can't stand them that's doing all that. They act like you got, okay, good, evil, evil, good. That's right. All right, these are definitions, checklist definitions. They got scriptures to back it. Just I'm putting pictures, Just look that stuff up yourself. Find out what it is yourself. You ain't got to take my word for it because guess what? I'm not God. All I'm doing, I'm doing my own research. Because guess what? I am tired of lies. Other questions. Do they have disasters that come on them? Do they have calamities? Dealing with Ra. Are there harmful things? Do they have a spirit of ill will? Oh, man, that ain't going to work out. I don't think that's going to work for you. Oh, nah. How you going to put that together? Oh, that ain't going to work. You trying to put that together, that's going to fall apart. Ill will. Okay, they're wishing ill will on you. I don't know why you started business. That's going to fail. Chuckle. No, that's Ra. That's what they do. That's called a mocking spirit. They mock you. Do they wrong people? Have they betrayed people, stolen from them, lied to them, cheated on them, did all of that stuff? Yes, that would list in the category of being wrong. That would fit in the criteria. They are Ra. Did they become an enemy? Did they raise up as an adversary? Okay, did they have adversity? Yeah, that's Ra. Are they distressing? When your nervous system is on 100 because they are spazzing out, that is distressing. They send out distress signals, chaos, and all of that. You can't rest. You can't do nothing. Ra. Do they repay good for evil? Yeah, duh. That's what they did to us. We were good to them. And you try to figure out, I don't see how they got with that person. I did everything for them. I helped them do this. I helped them through school. I helped them get on their feet. I helped them get everything they have. And I don't understand why they would do that to me. Because Ra would. Because that's Ra. That's the definition of Ra. That's who Ra is. That is wickedness. That is iniquity. This is the mystery of iniquity. The mystery of iniquity. It tell us about this. People won't know what it is. It's Ra. Ra, whatever you want to call it. Babylonian whore, whatever. Ra. Did they cause destruction? Oh, yeah, they're the destroyer. They will completely destroy everything. That's right. Is there a disaster? Always. They always got a disaster. They always got some things that are happening that are breaking down. Was there misfortune? Yeah. Finances kaput. That means broken German. Yes, they completely will wreck your finances. Was there doom? Oh, they always got a spirit of doom. Oh, man, it's just bad. It ain't looking good for me right now. I just don't know. Doom. Or they might say it's bad. It ain't looking good for you. Doom. Is there affliction? Oh, yeah. There's always affliction. Ra. See, these are all definitions for the same word. And then there is a part of Ra that has an exceeding type of vexation, like angry to the point where they shaking. When they see somebody they wanted to see get punished, get mercy. They can't take it. They're like, how could that happen? You want to know why? They want to keep contacting you forever and ever to destroy you. Why they wait 3, 4, 5 years to call and try to destroy your life just to wreak havoc. Why it just comes into their mind? Because it's Ra. Ra is evil. Ra is a spirit. Ra is black goo. Ra does not care. Ra is wickedness itself. It is the embodiment of it. It takes bodies for hostage, for prisoner. It takes over. It infiltrates their DNA. When you're coming out of this stuff, you need to get delivered. Ask me how I know. Because when you're dealing with a narcissist, guess what? There's a contamination. And in order for Ra to stick or even attract to you, there have to be some things. Because this is black goo. This is where we get into the technology part. Because guess what? That's what they using. Ra. They up there with that kind of tree. And in technology, AI is doing it. It's demons in this stuff. You got to have occult bloodlines. You got to have ritualistic practice. You got to have crimes against humanity. You got to have several levels of evil and wickedness in order for these iniquity contracts to take place. That is why the world is in a state that it's in. That's why we went through what we went through. We had generational curses and contracts that we may or may not even know about, but we reinforced. That's how Ra was able to take place. When I was getting delivered, guess what came out? Parasites. I'm putting pictures up here because this is how important it is. Don't go to no deliverance minister that don't know what they doing. When you dealing with Ra, if you had one of these birds up in you, this is what you going to have to do. You're going to have to figure out how you got there, your trauma, your broken soul fragments, who you are. Then you're going to have to let God heal you, invite Jesus to every area. Then you're going to have to start casting some things out of different parts. Parts from 7-year-old, parts when you played with this or did something with the Ouija or did something with that or things you may not even know about. Then parasites will start coming out. You'll start blowing them out. They'll pop out you. They'll pop out your eye. You won't even know how it's coming out. God himself will deliver you. That's what Jesus do. Yeshua is deliverance. His name alone is deliverance. That's what it means. Yah who saves. That's why we go into the YHWH diagnostic manual, because he wants y'all free. He don't want y'all hanging on the rock. He needs you to quit eating from that bad fruit. That's what Eve and them did. That's what got them banished from the garden. Stop eating from Ra. Let Ra go. Okay, Ra got some inhabitants in its body that attached to it, and them things ain't finna just let go of their body and Ra want to be with them. That ain't how that worked. See, we wanted to get free. Part of us cried out. We had a part in us of our soul that cried out that God heard, and we got mercy. Ra ain't doing that. Ra actually like what it's doing. You gotta let that go. And then the parasites will start coming out. Then you won't feel sympathy for the devil. You will be able to look at it for what it is because the mold will come out your own eye. You won't have that bitterness and stuff. You won't have that sickness and stuff. You'll get healed from some things. The doctor reports will change. All of that will happen when you get Ra out. Because Ra didn't just come in. This is a Hydra type of thing. A Hydra monster. And yes, they putting that in synthetic stuff. They're putting that, they're contaminating it. But guess what? The people that's going to get sick is the people that got Ra in them. Just like Stranger Things. You got to have a piece of the monster in you for the monster to affect you. Understand what this means. Understand what I'm saying. YHWH manual. What you dealing with is evil. If you married to it, you are in a covenant with evil. How God going to look at that? Just like his words say. You can't eat from the cup of devils and eat from the cup of God. You can't do it. You're going to have to choose this day whom you going to serve. And people can believe this or not. I don't care. When parasites and black goo and all that come out of you and you see the supernatural and you got footage and pictures, you get to a point you don't care. You know who God is. And you know what he can do. And you know his power is greater than Ra. So why would you go back and be with Ra? Got to think about that and do your own research. Prove me wrong. I don't care to be wrong anymore. There's nothing to prove because God loves us so much that when we're wrong, we just be like, oh my gosh, I just learned something new. That's how he is. We don't live in a Ra society. Dethrone Ra. But you got to know what raw look like in order for you to walk away. I just gave you the diagnosis criteria. Look that stuff up. Sound like a duck, quack like a duck. That's duck. Run. Better run. Hope that helps.